Today at the reunion, I let her know that she is the love of my life, and it's a lot to process, so I think I'm just gonna give her time and grace and let her process things, but also try to show her that actions mean more than words.
The cast of Love is Blind finally got to air their drama during the reunion. And man, did a lot go down. Following the season 6 special, Adie, Clay, Chelsea, and Jimmy all spoke with Access Hollywood about the wild season. During the reunion, Clay admitted that he still has feelings for AD despite saying no to her at the altar. And he told Access Hollywood how he's planning to win her back.
Me and AD right now, we are good friends, but also trying to figure out things. Today at the reunion, I let her know that she is the love of my life, and it's a lot to process, so I think I'm just gonna give her time and grace and let her process things, but also try to show her that actions mean more than words, and that's what I'm determined to do.
But Adie told us how she views Clay.
Clay and I today are really good friends.
She also explained why she believed he said no to her at their wedding.
I was a little bit shocked that he said no. I knew he was battling with a lot, and it just sucked to hear it at the altar.
I think it was my fear of not really trusting myself. I think it was more so of me letting outside external factors really kind of affect the way how, in terms of, just me believing in marriage, not trusting who I really am and really being hard on myself. I think that I just didn't buy into the process in terms of how it transformed me. And I think ultimately that was my demise.
But Clay told us that he has put in the work since.
I view marriage differently because of AD, actually. At first I was going at marriage from a pleasure perspective. Now I know that marriage is something that you have to build purpose with. Whoever I marry, whether it's AD or someone else, I have to be a leader and I have to know what our purpose is and what we're trying to achieve in this marriage. And I think before I've always kind of looked at it from a physical pleasure perspective. And through this experience, I learned that I have to come correct, and I learned so much through this process and know that I have to lead with purpose.
As for Jimmy and Chelsea, the two are just friends following their messy split, which Chelsea shared their breakup timeline with Access Hollywood.
I think Jimmy and I broke it off because we just couldn't get to the same level ground that we needed to be on to say yes at the altar. We just couldn't match up on how we both are feeling about each other. I was all in at the end and he wasn't, and I can't force or beg someone to want to be on the same page as me. We dated for 4 days after the altar, and it just didn't work out. We realized we weren't each other's person, and he broke it off and said he realized he didn't want a relationship. We are on a great playing field. Both of us are on really good terms. He's been my rock during this whole journey, and I'm just very grateful to have him a part of my story.
Jimmy confirmed that he's still not looking for a relationship.
I'm single, and I'm not planning to get anything soon. It's too fresh right now. After I broke things off with Chelsea, I did not try to date Jess. I reached out in more of a friend effort, just wanting to touch base with her, see how things are going with her. But I think that's just an avenue I don't really plan to visit, just out of respect for Chelsea. I need my EpiPen every time I see any woman because I have to have that thing on me at all times. So I did bring it, but I wasn't gonna make a scene out of it when I met her. I mean, she's an amazing woman and extremely attractive, obviously, but I take that thing with me everywhere.
The exes also shared if they have any regrets from this past season.
Biggest regret is saying that I resemble Megan Fox, and definitely how I handled my emotions. I think the way I handled my emotions during filming was very, very loud and very overwhelming for anyone in that situation, so I wish I kind of pulled back on that just a little bit.
I truthfully don't have a whole lot of regrets through it. I came to the experiment with an open mind. I came to the experiment and left it all on the table. No one can say I didn't fight for what I wanted. No one can say that I didn't give it my all. I tried my best to run the experiment all the way through to the end. Maximize every opportunity, every window with every single date, and see every date through. And ultimately didn't have the ending I wanted, but I can be happy that I at least put myself out there and gave it my best shot.
Access Hollywood also spoke to the happy couple, Amy and Johnny, who told us what their life has been like after the pods.
Ever since the show, a couple months after, I think like 3 to 4 months after we moved in together, I was basically already living with him. I was at his apartment the whole time because it was way nicer. So after that, we got our own place, which has been nice. We have Gotti, and you know, being a dog mom is the best.
I was gonna say, Gotti officially, so Gotti's my dog. I got him when he was 3 months old back in college. He now is absolutely obsessed with Amy. It gets to the point where I can't take him on walks solo because he's waiting for mom to come along. And it's one of the cutest things ever.
That's my baby. Other than that, we've been traveling a lot. So his family lives kind of all over the place. So we visited his family in Maine, and then Austin for Thanksgiving. We went to France with my family in October, and then did Christmas with my family. So I feel like we've tried to spread it around as best as we can. I feel like when you merge two families, it's kind of hard because it's like, who are we gonna share the holidays with, and what do we prioritize? But I feel like it was so seamless this year. It worked out perfectly. So it's been very smooth. I feel like in terms of plans for the future is hopefully getting a house soon, and then just traveling more and living our best life.
The pair also revealed what they believed was the most shocking part of the season 6 reunion.
I would say the most shocking storyline that I saw was Ken and Brittany. Knowing Ken from being in the pods, I expected his actions to be one way, but watching it back on film, it was definitely a little bit twisted, I felt like.
It was portrayed in a different way.
It was definitely portrayed in a different light. And then seeing them at the reunion, it really made me see how different it was portrayed. Because they had each other's back during the reunion, and I really feel like it was, like they were truly, it was a mutual breakup, and they became best friends after that.
I feel like for myself, what I found most shocking watching back was everything going on with the Ambers and Matthew. I never knew what was going on between them, but I knew something was going on. So like watching it back, it was just mind blowing. For me, the most shocking revelation was Clay confessing his feelings for AD.
Yeah.
I would say that for sure.
I would say probably the same thing too.
We were not expecting that. I would love to see AD and Clay give it another shot. After Clay's confession, it's, at least I like to think, it seemed very genuine. I mean, like, he was getting choked up, so I was like, that's coming from the heart. I'd like to think. They're very magnetic. I mean, they have such incredible chemistry together, and I respect them both as individuals, and I feel like when they come together, they're magic. It's just, you know, healing ourselves and healing our generational traumas and, you know, coming together. So I hope that that's the case for them, where they can fully heal within themselves and then come together at the end. But if not, you know, at the end of the day, we'll continue respecting them as individuals and we'll keep supporting them. So.